Okay, before we get started, welcome back. Now, remember, we've been learning about what a pattern is, and we decided that the best definition is that it's something that repeats over and over and over again, and that the part that repeats over and over and over again we call the repeating core. We also found that we can find the repeating core by moving or visualizing things moving around, and that helps us see the part that's repeating. Okay, let's go and talk about how you went.
All right, welcome back. Well, so we went around and found some things that we found in our home that we could make some other A-B patterns with. And in this one, we know that we were looking at making our A-B pattern. We were looking at the attribute of shape. So we were looking at a square to a triangle, or before we had a circle and a triangle, for example. In this case, when we went on a walk today, we collected some things that we thought were interesting rocks. And so we think we could make these into a pattern too, because some of our rocks are little and some of them are quite big. So in fact, these guys are quite heavy and these ones are quite light too, but it's hard for you to feel that. But it's easier for you to see that this guy's quite big and these ones are quite little. And so we could make a pattern using these things too. How would you make it? Yeah, we were thinking the same thing, that you could do big, small, big, small, big, small, big, and small. Yeah, and that's still an A-B pattern, isn't it? Because I've got two things and I can move this down to check. I've got my rocks. Some of them are big and some of them are small. There's two things that make up the repeating core. Yes, you're right. We could also have said by colour, because it goes grey, white, grey, white, grey, white, grey, white. And if I move these down, I can see that also. So grey and white, yeah. But we decided to go with size. Did you have any that you had found with size? That's an interesting idea. You could have done something with sticks, with long sticks and short sticks. Long sticks, short sticks, long sticks, short sticks. So we know that we could make an A-B pattern by looking at shape, and we also made an A-B pattern by looking at size. I know. We had another idea too, because we were going through our craft cupboard and we found all these old lids that we like to sometimes make things with, and we still have these little furry pom-poms that we use too. And we thought about something using both of these together, like we could use this lid and say on top, and use this lid and say under. Did you like that one? So on top and under. And you're right, in this case it doesn't matter that the colour of my lids is changing, because my pattern's not worrying about the colour, it's worrying about the position of the pom-pom to the lid. Doesn't matter that the lids are different sizes or different colours, it just matters that in this case the pom-pom is on top, and here it's underneath, on top, underneath, on top, underneath. That's right. And in this case I can't even really see it, but when I lift it up I can check our pattern. So on top, underneath, on top, underneath, on top, underneath. I could also say up, down, up, down, up, down. But so in this case my pattern is describing what's changing is the position of the pom-pom. Sometimes it's on the top and sometimes it's down the bottom. On the top, down the bottom, on the top, down the bottom, on the top, down the bottom, or on top and beneath, or inside, on, in, in, on, in. That's right. So sometimes we can make A-B patterns, still an A-B pattern, by thinking about position. So I could do another one with position by saying something like, I've got these Lego minifigs that we collected. We thought we could make some patterns out of. So Another position one would be standing up, laying down, standing up. What would come next? Yeah, laying down, standing up. What would come next? Laying down. That's right. So you can make patterns using lots of different things actually. And this one also is about position. I know. We also found some paddle pop sticks. You guys might not have these at home, but we do. It's what happens when you live with teachers. And so some of them are unbundled, and so that's right, represents a 1. And what about these ones? Yeah, that's right. Usually when we see them in classrooms, it's because we've spent a lot of time bundling them up to make groups of 10s. And so I could check that they're 10s. What's the strategy that you have to check that this is 1 10? Oh, yeah, you're right. We could count all of them by ones. We could say 1, 2, 3, like this, yeah? What's another strategy that we could use? Yeah, you're right. We could subratize. So in our brains, we know that we can usually see 3 things without having to count. So there's 3. Can you see that? Yeah, and then we could count on the rest if we like. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a bundle of 10. And I could count all of these, or I could pick them up, and because I know this is 10, if I stack them like this, I can say, yep, they're the same width, and this one's the same width, and this one is also the same width, and this one's also the same width. So I'm pretty confident that they're all bundles of 10. And so I wonder if we could use these to make a pattern somehow. What would you make? Oh, I see. So some of you were saying you could do something like a 10 and then a 1. Oh, can you repeat what you think, or can you continue what you think would happen now if this was an AB pattern? Oh, I like your thinking. 10 and then a 1. 10 and then 1. 10 and then a 1. So in this case, what we've done to make our AB pattern is we changed the amount each time, how many, or the quantity. So 10, 1, 10, 1, 10, 1, 10, and 1. And so that means that we can sometimes make AB patterns by changing the quantity, or the idea of how many. So, little mathematicians, now it's back over to you. I wonder if you could find some things at your house to help you make some patterns that are AB patterns, where you're changing the shape, the size, the position, and the quantity. Over to you, little guys.